The New York Jets. You have my attention. Jets are 6-3, and they gave Josh Allen one hell of a time today. So going back and digging through that game, what jumped out to you about the Jets defense?
Man, they made it just hard on Mr. Josh Allen and just the whole Bills offense as a whole. I think what's been cool about this Jets defense is that they have players at all three levels. Quinnen Williams, Carl Lawson, Quincy Williams has played well for them at the linebacker position. And of course, Sauce Gardner is for sure, I think, should be the rookie of the year so far on the defensive side. But they didn't blitz Josh Allen that much. They had the third lowest blitz rate going into this week. They didn't blitz a single time on third and fourth down today. This was the highest percentage of throws that Josh Allen had this year that took 3 seconds or more. It was just a lot. Actually, there's some similarities to kind of what the Titans did in the sense, hey, when you can rush with 4, defense is pretty fun. Like it's pretty fun to play defense when you can just drop 7 into coverage. And I just saw it was the lowest percentage that Josh Allen scrambled. I think they changed up the coverages that they ran against Allen. And I think that's what made him double clutch a lot of throws. The Quinnen Williams sack. So after Zach Wilson's strip sack, the Quinnen Williams got a sack, and it was Josh Allen double clutched the ball. And on this, they ran cover 6, I believe, on 1st and 10 here. And on this 1st and 10, on this cover 6, so it was clouded. The cover 2 side was to the boundary. And Josh Allen looks that way, and it's like a stick concept. But what happens is Stephon Diggs doesn't, when you run a stick route or an out route, a quick game, a hitch or an out route on the outside, if the defense is playing cover 2, you adjust it and you run a go or a fade and you get outside because otherwise it's worthless. You're just running right at the defender. Diggs is not expecting cloud coverage on 1st and 10. So he's just like, okay, yeah, it's man. All right, I'm going to run my stick route. The whole play gets convoluted. And Josh Allen tries to do Josh Allen things. He looks around, he comes off of that, and he tries to find another throw, and he ends up taking a sack because Quinnen Williams wins. But that's that tying it together of without pressuring the quarterback or blitzing the quarterback, changing up the coverages, making him hold on to that ball the extra half second. And then when you have a great pass rush like the Jets do, the Jets have Quinnen Williams is an ass kicker. If you have some dudes up front, it is so hard for a quarterback to win that way throughout 4 quarters, especially if he's making a couple mistakes. A little bit more those Professor Chaos moments of Josh Allen were good and sometimes today and also weren't good. They also kicked ass in the run game, the Jets defense. This was the most designed rushes Josh Allen had all year. I think he had 6 of them today. That there's a reason they had to get back to the designed rushes. I know you can tell this Bills offense and Ken Dorsey's trying to limit that use. That is a break glass in case of emergency part of their game plan. Is okay, time to run Josh Allen, like the design rushes. This is what we have to do because their run game, the woes that we have worried about, or the blemish of the Bills offense has been their offensive line and a little bit of their run game. And it kind of reared its ugly head today. And that's why they had to go to Josh Allen's legs to get something done.
That play you were talking about, Sauce Gardner stuns Stephon Diggs on that play.
Stuns him.
Just jams him in the chest and throws off whatever timing they're supposed to be on that route. That play happened the play before Sauce's pick. It was a play immediately before the interception.
That's right.
On the interception, they're also playing cover 6, but it's flipped. Gardner's on the other side. So, and I think the interception is a weird decision. I don't know if he thought that
he was trying to
Sauce was going to clear out. He was trying to hit a pull shot, but Sauce was underneath it the entire time.
He like aimed it right, like to almost like bend the tight. It was weird. It was a weird location.
No idea what he was looking at.
Yeah.
But I do think that Josh Allen didn't play well today. Josh Allen said as much after this game. The Jets defense had a lot to say about why Josh Allen didn't play well. I think that little bit of confusion is a really good example.
Yep.
I wrote down the name of 8 different Jets in terms of who made plays in this game. Like early on, Sheldon Rankins is just beating the hell out of the interior of the offensive line for the Bills in the run game. Yep. Quinnen Williams made multiple plays in this game. Quincy Williams had an incredible tackle in space and multiple great plays in coverage. CJ
awesome.
Mosley looked really good in coverage multiple different times today. Jermaine Johnson had a couple huge plays in this game. Michael Clemens had a huge run stop that ultimately led to just an extinguishing of a set of downs for this team. There were so many different guys. Jordan Whitehead came flying in. So 1st and 10 on the drive that started the 4th quarter. Whitehead comes flying in on a run. They have to kick it out, and Sauce makes the play on the sideline. 2nd and 9, Jermaine Johnson flushes Josh Allen out of the pocket. 3rd and 9, he tries to throw a wheel to Naheem Hines incomplete. Like, it just every single guy, there was a guy on every single level making plays exactly like what you said today.
Yep.
Even there was one moment early in the game. I can't remember exactly the situation. The Bills motioned into like a stack with, I think, Gabe Davis and Dawson Knox on the left side. And they were trying to just fuck with the number count and make the Jets communicate. And you see DJ Reed and LaMarcus Joyner being like, all right, we're going to switch this. Like, you don't worry about this. Like, I'll take the outside, you take the inside. And they just pass it off beautifully. And just those little tiny moments where it's like, they are clearly just clicking right now.
Yep.
They have dudes at every level. They're playing confidently. They're playing with an attitude. And they're just playing as a cohesive unit extremely well right now. It helps when the quarterback loses his mind a couple different times during the game.
Right.
But I think that happened in part because of how well this Jets defense is playing. They are 3rd from week 3 to right now. The New York Jets are 2nd in EPA per play on defense.
Yeah. God. I mean,
that needed to happen based on the way they built this thing. All the draft picks they sunk into this, all the guys they signed in free agency, Reed, Whitehead. This needed to happen. You have Robert Saleh as a defensive-minded head coach. Like, the jump they needed to take from being the worst defense in the league last year to a really good defense based on what they spent and where they were in their trajectory and their timeline, this needed to take place. And it has. They got the results on the defensive side of the ball that they needed to based on what they pumped into this thing.
Just looking at their blitz rates from last year to this year just shows they have dudes and they're playing well. Like, I think they were 1st or 2nd in blitz rates last year, top 3 in some way. And now they're one of the bottom teams in blitzing. And it's because they're just like, we're going to run man coverage and change up the looks on you. And we're going to run them well. And we're going to have some dudes with it looks like Sal's defense was his last year with the 49ers, his last couple of years with the 49ers.
Yes.
Mix a couple coverages, rush with 4, play with their hair on fire, squeeze everything. It's been great. Like, even they had 8 QB hits today. This was the first game of the year that Josh Allen had a negative EPA passing the ball. And also, like, the 2 games that he's been below 50% success rate has been against the Packers and now against the Jets, who both kind of play. There's some DNA that's similar as far as coverage wise. A lot of cover 6, kind of mix it up. So I thought that was interesting that those were his 2 low success rate games have been against those 2 types of defenses that make him play patient and rush with 4. But it's been, I thought it was interesting too, was that another thing was the Bills started leaning into a 6 offensive lineman looks, using jumbo personnel more. They had 19 snaps where they either had a 6 offensive lineman or ran 21 personnel today. What I thought was interesting, why I'm bringing this up, is the Jets matched with nickel on 9 of those snaps. Like, there was good opponent scouting because actually the Bills go heavy to pass it. Like, their best stuff out of heavy when they go into jumbo personnel or 21 is to run play action stuff. And they diced the Chiefs with this. And now the Jets saw that and went, we're going to go nickel and we're going to run man coverage.
Make you run it. Show us you can run it.
Yes.
And they can't do that based on what the Jets are built like. This is the same way the Bills play against people. Yep. We're going to play nickel to everything because we know you can't run it on us.
See what you can do.
And that's where the Jets are right now.